Welcome to Movie Caps. Today I will show you a comedy, drama, sci-fi film from 2021 titled Don't Look Up. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Kate, a PhD student at Michigan State University, handles a giant telescope and discovers that a comet is about to pass by Earth's orbit. She celebrates with her project supervisor, Randall, and other students as Randall names the comet after her. When he tries to determine the velocity in the comet's orbit, he finds that the comet is heading toward Earth. Randall contacts Dr. Cardell, the head of NASA, to inform her of his findings. She in turn contacts Dr. Teddy, the head of the Planetary Defense Coordination Office. He is informed that the comet is about 5 to 10 kilometers in size and will hit Earth in exactly 6 months and 14 days. The impending comet is larger than the one that caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. Dr. Teddy invites Randall and Kate to DC and informs them that this information is highly classified. At the White House, Randall and Kate meet Teddy and general themes. The president, Janie Orlean, must deal with a crisis after her chosen Supreme Court nominee is found to be unqualified. Sometime later, the general leaves, because he has another appointment, and the trio are stunned to find that there are things more important to people than the destruction of the Earth. After waiting 7 hours, Jason Orlean, chief of staff and son of the president, tells the remaining trio that they will not be able to see the president today. In their respective hotel rooms, to seek comfort, Kate contacts her boyfriend, Philip, who works as a journalist, and Randall contacts his family, namely wife June. They are all preoccupied with issues that do not seem to matter at this moment. The next day they finally meet the president. Randall briefs her on the comet and its effects. An argument ensues between the trio and the president, who doesn't take them seriously since there is an end-of-the-world threat every month and a comet would hurt her chances of winning the midterm elections. Teddy informs Janie of the possible solutions to the problem, namely launching nuclear missiles at the comet to deflect its course. She asks them to wait it out while they find more qualified candidates for the job. Kate disagrees, but Jason discredits her existence. Before they leave, Jason makes them understand that the entire conversation they just had is classified. Teddy urges them to leak the information to the press. While tech billionaire Peter learns about the comet from an astronomer friend. At the New York Herald, they have accepted to publish Randall and Kate's story after the scientists confirm their data on the comet, but before that, they have to appear on the Daily Rip, a popular morning talk show. Before they go on the air, Kate and Randall are unsure their hosts know the real reason they came. Randall composes himself in the bathroom and finally, he and Kate sit down with their hosts, Bree and Jack. After informing them of the impending doom, they are not taken seriously. Kate loses her temper and snaps at the hosts, then storms off. Meanwhile, Randall stays on the show and hosts take a liking to him. Bree even invites Randall out for a drink later. When they talk to the New York Herald staff about their engagement after the TV appearance, they learn that Kate was met with backlash online after her outburst and became a meme. Randall, on the other hand, was well received by people who admired his looks. Meanwhile, the duo have been debunked by Dr. Cardell. Randall lashes out and calls Dr. Cardell corrupt, while Kate points out that Dr. Cardell is not even an astronomer. The New York Herald changes their mind on publishing the story. Still in the conference room with Randall, Kate discovers that Philip broke up with her over a blog headline he wrote. Meanwhile, the president had entered a minor controversy after pictures of private parts she sent to her lover and Supreme Court nominee were leaked online. At home, Randall argues on Twitter with online trolls who do not believe in the comet. His wife informs him of visitors and he goes downstairs to face the FBI, and Kate is picked up by the FBI while jogging. Teddy is also picked up while leaving a roadside shop. In the Oval Office, the trio are offered a presidential apology along with a promise to act on the impending comet. Kate accuses Janie of only reacting to the comet now in order to distract people from the nude picture scandal. It is decided that the head of NASA, Dr. Cardell, will take the blame for inaction and resign. Janie makes an emergency announcement that the comet is real and is finally taking action. An unnecessary hero, Benedict Drask, is hired to lead the launch. Jason writes the speech for Drask and Kate points out that a line was plagiarized from Saving Private Ryan. The end of Janie's speech is greeted with cheers and fireworks. The news has since gone downright viral and Randall is getting a lot of attention. Bree makes passes at Randall during an interview with him on the show and later the two make out passionately in a hallway. Randall and Bree begin an affair and try to get to know each other better. On the day of the launch, Drask waits impatiently in the cockpit of the spaceship. Janie gives a little public speech and offers Randall to do the same and address the rest of the world. Just before the missiles are launched, Peter walks in. When Kate asks if he is permitted to be in the room, Jason replies that Peter is a huge contributor and therefore gets full clearance. The rockets are launched. The whole world watches, mesmerized. Peter calls the president outside. In the excitement of the moment, Randall and Bree openly kiss. Jason tries to kiss Kate, but she rebukes him. The president returns to the room to relay new information. The missiles make a U-turn. Randall, Kate, and Teddy are locked in a room at the White House. They try to explain why the launch was cancelled. Jason appears and tells Randall that he has been appointed chief scientific advisor to the White House and therefore must attend an emergency meeting. Jason asks Kate if she wants to attend the meeting, but then just slams the door. At the meeting, Janie has Peter talk about how important it is not to destroy the comet because it contains rare minerals used in technology and that China has the most mines with these minerals. Randall tries to raise an objection, but is brushed off. Randall breaks into the room and takes them to a bar. He makes Peter's plans for the comet known, to fire bash drones to the comet and shatter it into pieces. Then the smaller asteroids fall into the Pacific Ocean, where they are recovered by the US Navy. Peter makes false claims about what will happen next after the comet is harvested, such as the end of poverty. Teddy asks Randall if the drone technology has been peer-reviewed. Randall is already convinced because the theory has been modeled. Randall believes in Peter's plan, but Kate and Teddy are not thrilled. After Kate throws a tantrum, the trio gets attention from other people in the bar who want to know what's going on. Kate informs the crowd of Janie's plans. A riot ensues and Kate is taken off the grid on the orders of the White House. Kate has read false accusations and offered a deal to drop them if she agrees to refrain from public appearances and make no statements about the comet. She has no choice but to take the deal. She returns home, but her parents will not let her in. They are up for the jobs the comet would create and don't want politics in their house. Randall on the other hand makes commercials for Bash Cellular defending the plan about the comet. When Randall returns to his apartment in DC one evening with Bree, he is met by his wife June. Instead of apologizing, he tries to talk his way out of it, but June had her suspicions and decides to leave Randall for good. Kate takes a job at a liquor store. 3 boys enter the store to buy drinks. One of the boys, Yule, immediately recognizes her as the girl from TV. They are excited to see her, but she is unmoved. When she asks what they are buying, they show her the liquor hidden in their jackets and explain that they will not pay. Kate does not care about any of this, the world is coming to an end anyway. Before he leaves, Yule invites her to hang out with them. Randall and the president get to inspect the drone with Peter. While the president is enthusiastic, Randall is not and then presents Peter with peer-reviewed articles finding faults with the drones. Peter is irritated and tells Randall about the information that has been gathered about him online since 1994. He tells Randall that he has used his algorithm to see how Randall will die, all by himself, with 96.8% accuracy. The president berates Randall for his attempt to criticize Peter. Kate hangs out with Yule and his friends. After declaring that they are all going to die anyway, she hooks up with him. 25 days until the comet hits. Randall appears on the Daily Rip with Bree and Jack. He has had enough and lashes out at them for trying to diminish the impact of the comet. After the interview, Randall is blindfolded and held in the backseat of a car by the FBI and offered the same deal as Kate. Bree breaks up with him. Kate and Yule stargaze. Yule says he does not believe in the prediction of the comet. While he and Kate make out, Kate spots the comet in the night sky. Randall, who is driving at the time, also sees the comet. He gets out of his car and calls the attention of the other people to the comet. Randall calls Kate and decides to come pick her up. People are finally seeing it. The comet begins trending on the social media with the hashtag, #JustLookUp. Randall appears on a children's show accusing the president and Peter of being sociopaths and fascists. This prompts the president to counter with a rally of her own, using the hashtag #Don'tLookUp to counter the information circulating on social media and supported by millions. Counter-protests spur on social media with the hashtag #Don'tLookUp. It's heyday for conspiracy theorists and counter-conspiracy theorists. Teddy receives a phone call. It turns out that Janie has cut off China, India, and Russia from the proceeds of the comet. The 3 countries, in turn, were going to launch their own rocket to deflect the comet, but instead there was a huge explosion during the launch. At a presidential rally, an attendee notices the comet now clearly visible. Jason tries to save the moment, but instead is berated by the crowd. He runs away after being hit on the head with a bottle. Randall, Kate and Yule go out to get groceries to prepare for the imminent doom. Yule proposes to Kate and she accepts. Randall is excited too. Meanwhile, it's time to launch the Bash drones. In the control room, Janie asks Peter how she would die. He explains that she would be eaten by a Brondyrock, but they don't know what it is. Randall, Kate and Yule pick out groceries in a deserted store. The countdown begins. People around the world are watching, praying, and rioting. Randall, Kate and Yule return to Randall's house. June meets them at the door. The rockets launch. Two drones fail to launch, but Peter reassures them that it is all within the margin of error. June lets Randall in. They reconcile and hug after June confesses to cheating on Randall while they were in college. All of them prepare for dinner, when Teddy arrives with 2 bottles of wine. The beads approach the comets and latch onto it as planned but fail to explode simultaneously, and the comet remains intact. Peter takes a break for the restroom with Janie following after. The president calls Randall and offers him a spot for him and his wife on a ship set to leave Earth and look for an Earth-like planet. He rejects the offer and it dawns on her that she forgot about her son at the launch room. Outside, the world is running wild. The comet finally makes an impact. The dinner table gets shaky and the house is destroyed, with Peter's prediction of Randall's death going up in flames. The debris from the Earth flies off into space. Jason survives the impact and takes a selfie believing he is the last man on Earth. After 22,740 years, the planned spaceship finds and releases its pods on an Earth-like planet. The occupants leave their cryochambers into the environment. Janie goes to inspect a strange creature and is mauled to death by it. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this.